Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly reading for October 8th through 14th. We're doing a general reading like we always do. I'm going to pull one card for love. If you're looking for more detailed love reading, there is a Sagittarius love reading for October 2018 on this channel, which I've already posted and created a playlist for. So you can go watch that video after this one if you want more deeper info on Sagittarius love life. But this is just going to be, we're going to see how the Venus retrograde is affecting you guys, what's going on right now with Sagittarius, and what Sagittarius can expect for the week ahead, for the 8th through the 14th, okay? Let's get right to it. Monday, Tuesday, there's your Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, my dears. There's your Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then a love card for Sagittarius. Oops. Well, I guess the universe has spoken. There's your love card, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. Monday, Tuesday. Messenger of Fire. When I see this card, it can be a couple of different things. You know, in traditional tarot, we're going to call this Knight of Fire. And Knight of Fire is very passionate, very impulsive, kind of just acts on instincts. They want something and they go for it. Or they're upset about something and they're going to react. So it's about the passions. And passions can be love and romance. Passions can be anger. Passions can be frustration. I feel Sagittarius, one of the things that's happening for you guys with the Venus retrograde in general is making a lot of people kind of look at their life and re-examine what they've been putting out versus what they're getting back. So you're reevaluating where you're putting your energy and if it's been worth your time. And I think for some of you Sagittarius, you're beginning to see that you've really been working your butt off and maybe you feel like you haven't been paid fairly or that you're always giving a lot to your friends and family, but like when you need them, they're not there or they don't have your back for some of you. And some of you are getting downright depressed about it, but then there's this sense of like anger or like, oh, like I'm done with this. And so some of you are wanting to react. Some of you are like really wanting change. When you get into that Messenger of Fire energy, sometimes it's good to be annoyed. Sometimes it's good to be angry and to be fed up because it works as like gasoline for us to move forward. It's fuel. It pushes us. It propels us. And that can be a good thing. But you do want to be careful in how you're dealing with other people. Don't make really like risky decisions or don't like go into big fights. Like try to move forward in a balanced way. Take the frustration as fuel, right? But use it in a smart way. Like if you had a fire and you needed the fire for something, you're not just going to go running with the fire and letting it like go on curtains and tablecloths and furniture and like leave a path of destruction behind you, right? You may need the fire to go like light, I don't know, a campfire somewhere and cook a dinner. You may be doing something very positive with it. But as you're going on the path, you're going to be very careful with that fire. You're going to watch it. You're going to guard it. You're going to be very responsible with it. So be responsible with your frustration and be responsible with your fire, okay? I hope you guys know or understand what I mean by that. Another way that this card can apply is this Venus retrograde is bringing past lovers back for a lot of people. I'm not even going to say, partners. I feel for a lot of the different signs, it's not like somebody who's coming back because they're ready to, well, I guess some of them might be coming back because they're ready for like a relationship or they're ready for a reconciliation. And maybe they feel like, you know what, this time I'm going to do right by you. This time I'm ready. But I feel for a lot of the people who have this ex coming back, they're going to realize that this person is a better lover than an actual partner. And what I mean by that is you all may have a really massive karmic connection where like, you know, the sexual aspect of it is amazing and you guys can have these really deep conversations and it's very mind-blowing and you get them and they get you and you may even have that emotional intimacy. There may be cuddling and holding each other and you might feel like, man, like this is my soulmate. But when you take this person and you bring them into the regular every single day life and it comes down to who's paying what for what bill, who's cooking dinner tonight, who's taking the trash out, you know, who's watching the kids, when are we gonna go take care of that the repair that needs to be done. They can't handle it. They can't come into that world. They can't do life with you. It's not because they don't love you. It's not because they don't want to. They're just more of that lover karmic connection, and they don't know how to do life a lot of the times. Knight of Fire, a lot of the times, it is not the kind of person who's going to be able like to come in and be like this balanced rock in your life. So that's something for you to consider for some of you. Now, this is a general reading, and it's going to be different for different ones of you. I'm not going to sit here and say that for every single one of you, your ex coming back is not going to work out in a million years. I'm not going to say that because it's a general reading. I'm just talking about like the broad kind of like what typically is happening for a lot of people. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to do a private reading for you. You can check out in the description the list of all of the readings that I offer, and you can reach out to me if that's the case. But this is just some of the different ways in which this card may apply to some of you Sagittarius. Your Wednesday, Thursday, you have Two of Air, right? So some of you are coming into this really frustrated, really passionate energy. Then it's coming into Wednesday, Thursday, where maybe you're wanting to move forward and the fear starts kicking in. You're like, I don't want to look. I don't want to see. I don't want to know what's ahead. I don't want to know how this ends. So there might be kind of like wanting to blind yourself. This could totally apply to a lot of you who do have that ex coming back in or that person from the past coming back in. Your gut and your intuition may tell you, this person's going to put me through the same exact thing all over again. They haven't changed, but the heart wants what it wants. And so you might be turning your brain off and you might be saying, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to see. I don't want to know and I don't want to see. For other ones of you, this card could also mean friendship. So maybe this person's coming back and you're like at an impasse. You don't know what to do, but you feel like you can't move forward, but you also don't feel like you want to tell them to get lost. So for some of you, you might be like, look, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what I want right now. Like, we can be friends and just kind of see if the trust comes back, see if I feel safe to give this another try. So some of you are kind of not putting somebody on hold, but you're doing a very smart thing in that you're making them give you proof over time. The only thing that worries me with Two of Air is the fact that sometimes we can kind of, cover our eyes. Like, we're not taking action, but we're also not wanting to look at the warning signs in front of us. So maybe put this person on pause, but keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Look ahead, okay? Like let yourself see the warning signs. For those of you who are frustrated in terms of something with family life or work life, you may be all fiery in the beginning of the week, like this is it, I am done, I am not playing around anymore. And then the fear sets in, and some of you are like, well, maybe it'll get better, maybe I should wait it out, maybe it's not that bad. And some of you might regress back into like that fear energy. And my advice to you is to take the fire and to run with it. I mean, be responsible, be cautious, be careful. But some of you may be slipping back into that fear of, well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll go away. So some of you are kind of flip-flopping here. Your Friday, Saturday, Sunday is you have Nine of Water. Nine of Water is a wish coming true. And intuitively, what's jumping out at me about this card, and so far, Sagittarius, you all are the only one who've gotten this card from what I can remember from the other readings. So if somebody goes through all the other readings and says, you're wrong, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But from what I can remember is that I think you all are the only ones who've gotten this card here. At least from this deck. I think somebody got it for their soul work card, but not for their weekly card. And that's a whole other thing, and it was from a different deck. But in this deck, Nine of Water, you have this big, beautiful diamond here that just jumped out at me. And I've used this deck before. I've seen this card before. But in this instance right now, like intuitively, my attention, like this is jumping out at me. So I do feel for some of you, someone is coming back from the past. And they are like putting it all out there on the line. They may be offering marriage. They may be like, look, you know what? I'm ready to do this. I mean it. Some of you may even have somebody showing up with a ring and like all full on old school proposing. And that might happen for some of you. For other ones of you, I feel like what may be happening is something's moving ahead with money. Okay? And that might be what this is about. Some of you are really upset and you may be approaching a boss or an employer and having a talk about wanting to do more, like, hey, you know, I've been here a while, a raise would be great, or I'd really love to be considered to be promoted, or I'd really love to be considered to be given more responsibilities and get to learn to work in a different department. So some of you are approaching someone. Some of you maybe have been looking for a while, and you may be getting news in the middle of the week where they're like, okay, all right, fine, we're going to try you out at this department. You may get a call for a job interview. You may get news for a job offer. And by the end of the week, you're making the decision to go for it. But there might be this in between where you're a little bit scared. Like, I wanted this. I was asking for it. Now it's here. Oh my God, what do I do? Am I really ready for it? Am I just going to mess it up? Am I going to ruin it? But I think for most of you, you're going to come out of that fear and you're going to come into this 9 of water and accept that your wish is being granted and you're going to go for this thing. So some of you, Sagittarius, are having a really like jam-packed week where it's this roller coaster of all kinds of emotions, from frustration and focus, wanting to move ahead, to fear, to joy. Some of you are going to be all over the place this week, but the good news is that it's coming in with some pretty significant life changes here. We don't have any major arcana cards, so it might not be something having to do with life purpose or life path, but it's definitely things that you've manifested that you have wanted, and you can give yourself a pat on the back for that. I can definitely say that you all are bringing in some really new energy into your life. Your love card here, guys, is Page of Earth. Okay, so for some of you, you're maybe like feeding or nourishing a very young love. But it's a love with potential. It's a love with stability. It feels to me that it might be more practical, less like carried away, carried off, less of that kind of energy, more logical, thinking about the future, thinking about roots, thinking about getting settled in, okay? So some of you maybe have this fiery connection from the past coming back, and you're having to make a decision, and you're delaying making the decision, but then you're making the decision and you're choosing a direction, and some of you are picking the more stable person, the person who you know is going to have your back, the person who you know is going to be a more stable love. Those of you who are already in a committed relationship, you may be starting with a clean slate with this person, or you may just kind of be sitting down and reevaluating your relationship and coming up with a new way of how you want to do things. I think for some of you, I am hearing there's going to be some kind of like deal breaker where you're sitting down with the person that has to do with children. So either you're not happy with the way that children are being governed in the relationship and you're like, hey, we got to get the parenting on the same page. Or some of you, you have like a deal breaker here because you want kids, and maybe your partner has been procrastinating or saying no, and some of you may be sitting down and saying, look, like, if you want me in this relationship, I'm only gonna be fertile for X amount of time, and I need to know if I need to start finding somebody who's gonna give me kids or not. Like, are you gonna do this, and if so, when? So some of you are actually talking about establishing a family and establishing children. That might not be the typical meaning of this card, but intuitively that's what's coming up for me for some of the Sagittarius that are watching this video. So that's going to be something happening in the love lives of some of you. Other ones of you who are single, I feel a new person is coming in, and they're really approaching you in a very different way. It's a way that you're not used to. They're not coming at you in like a smooth, slick, suave way. They're not coming at you at like a buddy pal, hey, let's go hang out, let's go get coffee kind of way, where you're like, okay, are we friends? Are you into me? It's not like that. It's just more this person's being very serious, very respectful, and just very upfront. Very upfront. You may even feel like this person isn't showing you emotion. Like, okay, this person's asking me on a date, they're talking to me, they're saying things like they're interested in me, but I don't even know if they're attracted to me, because they're just being very matter of fact. It may feel to you like a job interview for some of you. Like, well, is this person taking me out on an interview, or is this a date? What is going on? And what's happening with this person's energy is that over time, they're going to relax, they're going to open up more, and you're going to see a really fun side to them. And you're going to see that they can be very playful, very curious. But I think this person has just put it in their mind, like they're determined that they want to find their person in life. They want to find their person, and they see that potential in you. And they just want to know before they go get all invested, before they really open up, that like you all are on the same page, that you all want the same things. Once they figure out that you all are on the same page and you want the same things, they're going to start relaxing. They're going to start opening up more. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, wow, this is a cool person. This isn't a robot, you know? So give this person time. Those of you who are maybe looking at this person, I'm like, what is up with this one? Give this person time. I think this is just their way. They want to make sure they're not going to waste their time. Like they've been through it all. They don't want to go get all invested and, you know, get close and have feelings and spend time and spend money. And then all of a sudden be like, oh, okay, this person doesn't want the same things that I want. They want to figure all of that out first. And then it's like, okay, all right, awesome. Now I know that it's worth my time investing in this relationship. Remember, guys, this whole Venus retrograde for a lot of people is exactly about that. Is it worth my time to work at this job? Is it worth my time to keep this business running? Is it worth my time to still be friends with this person? Sagittarius, a lot of you are really looking into the energy that you've been putting in with your personal relationships, and some of you are going to be pulling away from certain friends. Some of you, I feel also what this is telling me, there's going to be a change or a shift with some of you Sagittarius, where maybe there's somebody you've known for a while, and all of a sudden, you're beginning to see them in a different light. And they're beginning to see you in a different light. And all of a sudden, that Cupid's arrow is hitting. And you're like, whoa, I've known this person forever. And I haven't felt this way. But all of a sudden, there's this chemistry. There's this attraction. Like, this person's been right under my nose the whole time. So some of you Sagittarius are having something start up with a friend or someone you've known for a while. And maybe whatever was happening in the past, it wasn't the right time, or your energies were off. Maybe this person has come up. Maybe their energy has shifted and they've like ascended. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, hey, how you doing? And like you guys are noticing each other. And it's becoming more than a friendship for some of you. So let's jump in and see what your soul homework card is, my friends. Again, guys, this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single one of you, so check out your moon sign and your rising sign videos, which are already posted, most of them anyway. And if they aren't, hit subscribe and notification, and you'll get a notice when it is up. And also, my friends, check out the pick a card readings. I've been getting good feedback on those, and I'm going to be posting another one in a few days, so hit the subscribe and you'll get a notice when that's up. I've been shooting for once a week, and I was shooting to do one last week. It didn't happen. It will happen this week, and I'm going to try to do them more weekly. But so far, they've been like once every 2 weeks. Let's check into the soul homework, what your angels and guides want you to know for Sagittarius, what they want you to work on for this week. You all have 10 of Pentacles, okay? 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles, I don't really read reversals, and people get mad at me for doing that. But if you notice, when I talk about the cards, I explain the different ways of it anyway, like how it could apply. So maybe we can end the reversal debate. But 10 of Pentacles, guys, usually the universe is wanting to let you know and wanting to confirm for you that you are going to have abundance. So I think some of you who are really fed up and you're wanting to have more, or you're wanting to have love, you may feel like money is an obstacle right now. You may feel like, well, I can't have that family because I don't have the money. Or I can't have love because nobody's going to want to be with me because I have crappy credit. Or whatever it might be. This is letting you know that what you need, you're going to get. It's coming in. And intuitively, a message that's coming in for me to tell you all is that you are worthy of love as you are in this minute. If you have crappy credit, no credit, you have a job, a low-paying job, no job, it doesn't matter. You deserve to be loved the way you are in this moment now. Release any judgments, release any self-judgments, and let them go. Some of you have been having a really hard time receiving, right? And if you want your life to change, if you feel like you're in this dry spell and money's been rough and you don't seem to be having like a good love life, and you just feel like, my God, like I can't catch a break, I can't even come up for air, you need to shift the energy to where you're receiving. And that means setting boundaries with other people. That means that when it comes to relationships, you're going to begin to give other people the same amount of energy that they're giving you. Okay? You may be a very loving person. You may give very freely. You may give out of the goodness of your heart, and you're not a selfish person, and you're not looking about like, oh, well, what am I going to get back? That's good. That's the right way to give. But you don't want to overgive either. You don't want to give so much to where you're bankrupting yourself and you're taking care of everybody else, and you're on this, empty tank, and you're this broken down car. You don't want to go to that extreme. So you have to fill yourself up. You have to do things that are good for you. If you have a headache, if you're depressed, if you had a hard day, maybe don't answer those phone calls. Maybe don't drop everything to go and rescue everybody else. Start putting energy into you. When you begin doing that, you're going to find that other people start to mimic that, and they start putting energy into you, and they start giving to you, and then you start receiving. And so it may start with your personal life, and then it comes into the finances, love life, all the other areas too. But you got to start by investing in yourself, Sagittarius. So check out, like I said, your moon sign, your rising sign. It may add more layers of information for you. You may need a private reading, my friends. Check out the description. I've got readings starting as low as $5. I try to have different affordable options for everybody. So email me, AmethystAngelLight@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook or Instagram, AmethystAngelLight.com, AmethystAngelLight. I'm more than happy to read for you privately. It takes about 48 hours to get the reading requests out, guys. Thank you for your patience. And, if you haven't already liked the Facebook page or followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. I do a free card every single day. I do a free pick a card every single day. And a lot of people have been really getting into it and telling me that it's been helping them. So I'm going to keep doing that because it's helping people. So check that out if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey. I do love making the videos for you all, and I really appreciate you watching them. And I am going to get more interactive with you guys in the comments. I promise. I just had some scheduling things I had to, figure out. But I do want to have a community, and I do want to have like a rapport with everybody. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic week.